Eva Baroni Combs, yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
You would be standing up for it too. But the fact that you can feed and fall into evil and then wonder why you can't look in the mirror. If you have children, wonder why there's even a crumb of something dangerous.
My name is Ava. I'm a Scorpion. No. What's your last name? Ava, come. What's your other last name? Ava, come.
Is in fact his adopted daughter. Some are saying this woman in the background here is her mother, but nothing is confirmed. You can see she's been with him in interviews, hanging out with Diddy's daughter.
Hold on. Whatever became of that mysterious white girl Diddy claimed he adopted? She dominated headlines when his scandal first erupted, but now Ally Carter has reignited the conversation by revealing disturbing information about what really happens to these celebrity wards and adoptees. What allegedly happened to Ava Baldwin under Diddy's guardianship might finally be coming into focus. The story goes that Ava's biological father, David Harper, hadn't seen his daughter since she was 6 years old and had absolutely no knowledge Diddy was involved in her life until he stumbled across that viral clip where Diddy presented her as his adopted daughter. Rumors suggest she was transported to an unknown facility for work purposes, and when Jaguar Wright weighed in on the mounting accusations, she claimed Ava remains alive, but under constant surveillance in a location even federal agents haven't managed to trace. What makes this even more chilling is that before any of this allegedly unfolded, Diddy was regularly including Ava in family activities with his biological daughters. Footage and photographs show her spending time with the twins, and by all appearances, they developed a genuine bond. Nobody can really make sense of why he'd integrate her into his family like that, considering what he supposedly intended for her. That's precisely what makes the entire situation so deeply troubling, and we can't overlook the fact that this man allegedly had federal agents on his payroll, which meant real investigations posed no actual danger to him.
Okay, he just helping out a nice little white girl that needed a family, okay? Okay, come on y'all, y'all smarter than this, y'all smarter than this.
Word is, Ava's mother, Catherine, actually facilitated the handoff. David was completely in the dark because he believed Ava was still living with Catherine. So picture his absolute disbelief when he saw his daughter on television being introduced as Diddy's adoptive child. The revelation caught him totally off guard. I can't confirm this is definitely the same Ava, but that's the narrative circulating online. Reports indicate Ava was classified as missing starting in 2015. After multiple unsuccessful attempts to contact Catherine, officials finally got in touch with David. Ava had been absent from school for more than 3 weeks, and Catherine never once called the school to provide any explanation for her disappearance. Initially, the school wasn't completely certain there was a serious problem, but after their conversation with David, it was clear the situation was anything but normal. David immediately filed a missing persons report with San Antonio police. When we dispatched officers to the last known address we had on file, they discovered it was just an empty piece of land, and that's when we realized something seriously wrong was happening here. For those questioning why David remained unaware his daughter had vanished until 3 weeks later, it's because Ava and Catherine were residing in San Antonio while he lived all the way in Oklahoma. Their post-birth relationship was absolutely toxic, and Catherine deliberately worked to exclude him from Ava's life, even spending over $45,000 in attorney fees just to battle him for custody. CPS actually attempted to intervene and remove Ava from Catherine's custody. A video circulated online showing Catherine engaging in extremely disturbing behavior while Ava was sleeping in the bed directly behind her, and CPS contacted David after viewing that content, offering to assist him in obtaining custody if he could help them locate Catherine. Catherine somehow learned about the strategy and began moving constantly across state lines to evade them. She would simply relocate counties. She'd cause problems in one jurisdiction and immediately transfer to another.
That's her. Here's a picture of her that her parents took. It's one of the last photos. Now, take note of her long forehead, her shortened chin, the jaw structure, the teeth, the eyebrows, the eyes, the eye color, the cheekbones, and ears. And she just also happens to be the exact right age.
First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
Authorities did eventually locate her, and David was awarded partial custody. That marked the first genuine opportunity he had to actually spend time with his daughter. Apparently, Ava had absolutely no knowledge she even had a father before that moment. She had no idea she had a father. She was completely amazed that a father even existed for her. I was deliberately hidden from her, I suppose. The reason so many people are convinced this Ava is identical to the one Diddy adopted is because the dates perfectly align. And truthfully, the physical similarities are difficult to dispute. And if you recall, it emerged during the indictment that Diddy was actively participating in human transportation.
Somebody out there that knows where she's at. Katie did not get out of San Antonio by herself. We believe she had help. We know that they are alive.
Really deep similarities. And if you go watch the video, the whole video, Ava actually claimed that, he just randomly found her on the street, which is...
Following that viral video of Diddy and Ava where people began making connections, David spoke out and essentially verified that he believes the girl in that footage is his daughter. He stated some influential individuals know precisely where Ava is located, but are intentionally suppressing that information so they can keep exploiting her for their purposes.
And I don't know if they even got through all of those witnesses, but Maureen Comey is the prosecutor of this case, in New York City. And she never asked about, and there's so many people who wanted me to be a witness on this trial. And I want to explain jurisdiction. I know some people don't understand jurisdiction.
Catherine's eldest daughter, who grew up in foster care, also publicly stated she believes both Catherine and Ava were forcibly taken. David has mentioned in media appearances that he clings to the hope that Ava is still living, and that he constantly prays she's secure wherever she might be. You're asking me if she's still living? Honestly, sometimes I question it, I'll admit that, but when you pose the question, I respond with certainty because I trust that God is faithful to his promise, that he promised to watch over her, that he would shield her, that he would preserve her safety, and that he would return her to us eventually. And what's absolutely insane is that to this very day, nobody has any idea where Catherine or Ava are. Even law enforcement hasn't succeeded in locating them, and people are beginning to wonder whether that's because they genuinely cannot find them, or because someone financially incentivized them to abandon the search. And honestly, considering that Diddy's indictment verified he had federal agents on his payroll, that conspiracy isn't nearly as implausible as it might sound. And just when we assumed things couldn't become any more complicated, Ali Carter also joined the conversation and made Diddy's situation significantly worse by revealing major details about what he allegedly did to Ava. You understand Ali experienced something remarkably similar to what Ava experienced. But the distinction is, Ali's ordeal happened privately, while Ava's was publicly recorded. Everything from official government documents to Diddy's personal social media accounts.
Now, when you look at the corruption, the FBI covered it up for how long? This case was back in 2000, early 2000, right? So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being, they couldn't find it, it didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ release another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you, Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, it's bullshit. Bullshit. Because they told you the same thing, and now you're seeing it with the Sean Combs case. They told you they just had a little bit of a video, and then it got released. That's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything. And then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that. But yeah, he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too. But he couldn't have did anything else. And then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left the party early? I knew about abuse. I knew about children being there. I knew about him the hell out of females. I knew about the parties going on with multiple people, so it wasn't just Sean Combs. I knew about all of that, but I left early, so guilty. How many people did you hear say about Cassie Ventura that I knew that she was being abused? I knew that she was wrong. I knew what he was doing, but I'm just now speaking about it. Guilty. Coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom. The hotel manager that you guys never seen his face at first of this hotel, he heard the beat. He heard the screaming. He knew what was going on. He knew that Sean Combs was in there. He knew that he had other girls with him. He knew what was going on. He had the footage. He talked to the security. That hotel manager is who took that footage from the security and said, okay, hand me some money or help me be quiet. I'm going to shut the hell up. You did not hear anything from that hotel manager until now. But they told you, that hotel manager, if you would have went back then, they would have told you, no, we don't know anything. Cover up. Guilty. The security that were on shift that night, that knew about this footage, that knew he dragged her down the hallway, that knew he kicked her in the back and all over the place. The hotel security that knew about that, they looked away. They got paid off. Guilty. How many ways now the FBI that have had all of this information for a really long time looked away from it as well. Guilty.
She also directly accused the prosecution team of facilitating Diddy's escape from those criminal charges. In her view, this entire legal proceeding was never genuinely about accountability. It was a public shaming performance designed to destroy his reputation and then quietly dismiss everything afterward. She also alleges the federal authorities knew about Diddy's criminal conduct dating back to the early 2000s and took absolutely no action until Cassie eventually came forward.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
Because he's a sex worker. And he's using music and entertainment to sex traffic.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of. He's a people.
Now, while Ali was speaking extensively about all this, Jaguar Wright also contributed to the discussion and validated the allegations Ali presented by accusing Diddy of exploiting Ava. She claimed his entire musical empire was merely a cover operation and that Ava is one of numerous children he allegedly bought from irresponsible parents. You understand it's legitimate when both Jaguar and Ali Carter are publicly speaking out. Right now, the location of Ava remains completely unknown, but with all the recent progress in her situation, law enforcement might finally resume investigating it properly. As expected, people shared their reactions like this individual who commented, "Where is she? Diddy and his family should face charges because remaining silent or being complicit is equally culpable. How come the authorities don't interrogate Diddy about her location?" Another individual asked, "As an adult? A child? I frequently wonder that exact question. Absolutely, the daughters and sons possess information. Believe me, the daughters are not blameless. Neither are the sons. If nothing harmful occurred to her and she is fine, you would assume she emerged publicly by now. But now I'm curious about your perspective. What's your reaction to Ali revealing all this information? And do you genuinely believe Ava was trafficked? Share your opinions in the comment section below. And remember to click here to view this other controversial video.